Let's see, do I have hippies in this story? I don't know. I'll have to check later. Hello, folks, hello. Let's see. The wounded guy has to do some more climbing on his own. By the end, he was still too weak to walk on his own. But when he almost fell flat on his face. Fortunately for him, both Tabish and the MP were there to save him, to catch him. Thanks for saving my ass. When the guy muttered. The guy groaned. And looked back up the catwalk. And asked, "Anybody grab my rifle?" Forget about fighting. Fighting for now. The MP said, "Fine. You've done your share." MP and Tabish got the wounded guy to one of the jeeps that was carrying people to the real hospital. About 20 people of the wounded had been evacuated there. Since Tabish went up the ladder. This is Die Hard on a massive scale. Could war be Die Hard on a massive scale? Well, no, because you're not alone in war, usually. Unless you're some poor person stuck behind enemy lines, or one of those refugees. Not sure. Do we have more refugees now than we did in World War II? Seems kind of hard to believe that could be the case. It shows you how dire the situation is in the world. We gotta bring some stability to the Middle East and South America. It's a crazy drug trade on down there. I mean, if everyone was like me, there would be no drug trade, because I've never taken any drugs in my life. Sometimes I think maybe I should, because it seems like the best writers are the ones who were high as hell when they wrote their books. Like that stream of consciousness kind of stuff, like Hunter Thompson, the journalist. Journalism wouldn't be in such dire straits today if every journalist was like him, though maybe that would be kind of weird. It would certainly make people excited to read newspapers again, I think. Tabish went up the ladder. Tabish wondered how crowded the hospital was. There were big halls adjacent to the hospital. Maybe we're loaded up with wounded and dead. Tabish was sure was a gruesome sight. Tabish saw Hisako wrapping some wounded man's arm. She apparently didn't spend much time looking at Tabish in her climb or up on the catwalk. She did look over after finishing with the wrapping, and noticed Tabish having a brief, "Oh, you're still here" sort of look. No surprise or shock on her face. Tabish waved briefly her way. She waved back. The wounded man was put in the back of the jeep with 3 wounded guys in the other seats. 2 wounded guys. How many seats does a Jeep have? 1, 2, 4, I guess. Whereas in the other seats. The driver was healthy as a horse. Healthy. Horse. Gotta get rid of. Horses exist in this strange world, but they got 6 legs instead of 4. Kinda thought a horse should have more legs. Their legs are kind of scrawny and weak, especially considering the body they have to support. Seems like a strange bit of evolution. Even the legs with the thickest, most meatiest legs still have kind of scrawny legs. When a horse breaks its legs, that's it usually for him. So you know. So if you see a horse go down at a racetrack and they say its leg is broken, well, that's it for him probably. The driver was healthy. The driver was healthy. Holding a 45. Holding a 45 with one hand. And had a 45 in one hand, which was still gripping at the steering wheel. It was like he expected to have to shoot his way back to the hospital. It didn't look like things were that dire inside. In fact, things were looking better by the minute. By the minute to Tabish. In Tabish's view. Thanks for the help. The wounded guy said and shook Tabish's hand. He had a bit of blood on it. He didn't complain, naturally. Good luck to you. Wounded Tabish said. Trying to muster an angelic or nunnish sort of smile. Tabish thought her smiles always had an air of mischievousness to them, like she was secretly plotting in her own mind. Tabish did her share of plotting, but it was usually benevolent in nature. The MP seemed to think that the wounded guy recovering pretty quickly. What kind of super shot did you give that guy? The MP asked Tabish as he drove away, as the Jeep drove away. Just morphine. Tabish replied. If he seems more alert, probably because he's not delirious. And maybe he's got the will to survive. Yeah, I guess. MP muttered. The MP then gave Tabish his name. Just wanted you to know my name in case we see each other again. MP explained. Might get killed going back to the fight. Well, good luck with that. To PFC. Tabish replied. Gotta check what rank that MP was. I think I hinted he was a MP. I don't think I hinted that he was an officer. Tabish watched the officer MP run off, M16 in hand, in his big hands. He disappeared into a crowd of troops very quickly, and she, in a crowd, was like seeing some wild boar, like seeing some buffalo disappear into a crowd of identical looking beasts. Tabish rushed back to the hospital of the main room, finding Isako with another few patients, all moaning for help. Isako gave Tabish the evil eye briefly. About time back, Isako muttered. Probably could have saved a few lives in time it took you to get that MP down from the catwalk. Sorry about that. You didn't have any objective. You didn't have. Is that a Japanese name, you? Or is it Chinese or some other name? I'm not sure. You didn't. Sometimes I wish I spelled it like that in the story. You know, give the word "your" a more alien kind of vibe, but people would see through that. A huge list of fictional words I could use in this story or that story, but I don't know if I could do that. That might make it too complicated, you know? Maybe you could replace a few words here and there, but, you know, eventually it would become incomprehensible. It wouldn't even be English. So, yeah, I'm confused about that. Maybe someday I'll do, when I get famous, I'll do one version where it's like all the fake words are in there, so it'll be like a totally alien thing where you're like learning a new language as you're going, you know? I'd like it to be non-intrusive, like in Lord of the Rings, you know, where they have all them fictional languages. Strangely, the signs are in English in the movie version, so I think they should have changed that a little bit. You know, it wouldn't have been hard, wouldn't have been difficult to just use the stand-in names for this or that, like on the signs at least, like they do with some of those video games, like Zelda and such. Sorry about that, Tess. You didn't voice these concerns before I ran to the ladder. Tabish thought. Where did Isako get off acting so worldly? She was a year older than Tabish. Is she? She was a year older than Tabish. Worldly. Worldly? Yeah, there it is. There's also Tabish had an older brother. Had a brother a year or two older than herself. She wouldn't have tolerated this high and mighty attitude. Hey folks, they got tacos at Burger King now. It was alright. Pretty good. I ruined a white shirt I was wearing eating it. Yeah. Freaking annoying. I got all these, what do you call these? Thin t-shirts, aren't they called wife beaters? Or are those the shirts with the, where they don't have the shoulders on them? Yeah, those are those shirts. So I don't know, I guess you just call it a t-shirt. I used to never wear t-shirts, but now I wear them quite often. They're a bit less, cumbersome than, polo shirts I usually wear. Never played polo in my life, but I like the shirt. She toward this high and mighty attitude. Was it because she was 17? Did a year really make much of a difference? Would she be suddenly transformed mentally when she jumped from 17 to 18? Like going from a child to an adult in an instant. Yeah. I don't remember what it was like to go from 17 to 18. I remember it was kind of annoying to be 17, you know, like that close to adulthood, but still not there. That's the most I think about 17. I'm not even sure what year that was for me. Let's see. Try to think with your head. Next time. Sako ordered. Okay. Kabish muttered. With a little anger this time. You can't. I apologized. Hisako sometimes seemed like one of those people who never knew when to stop pushing buttons. When men acted like that, they usually got slugged. Ended up with a black eye. Yeah, I was seeing that in a movie the other day where a guy was acting like that, where woman scientist was being really annoying and confrontational, and the sheriff, he said, "You're lucky you're a woman," or I'm pretty sure if that character was a male, they would have been gotten their stuffing knocked out of them at some point by the rugged sheriff hero. But yeah, that wouldn't have looked heroic if it was to do against a lady scientist. Lady scientist still ended up dead anyway, but she got killed by the monster, not by the sheriff. I guess since giant cockroaches were the bad guys in that movie, I guess there were like a million monsters on screen, probably. They're all like run-of-the-mill cockroaches. I don't like those things. I've only seen one in person a few times. Like when I was young. One of them, yeah. It looked like he got stepped on by somebody, but he was still moving. Ugh. For God's sakes. Only thing worse than a big bug is a big bug that doesn't die when you step on it. At least once. I mean, good God. Good God. Wounded soldiers crash jeep, run over people. One man wounded picked up. I think I'm already there. I glossed over the part where where a jeep runs over somebody. I guess that's just meaningless death. No death is meaningless, I guess, unless you're talking about a bug getting squished. Just help me. Here. Sako grunted. And Tabish did so. When you see a movie that's adapted from a book, you can usually tell that it was, just from the way the writing goes and such. It's like a difference in the dialogue, and it's more meandering, and loose, and stuff that you usually don't see in horror movies showing up, like character stuff, people doing stupid stuff, comic relief, that kind of stuff. Yeah, usually comic relief in a movie is a sign that it may have started as a novel, because I don't think script writers put much of that stuff in, at least with horror stories, I didn't count the amount of comic relief characters I've seen in horror movies. I'm like, one hand? Well, they're kind of a rare thing, I guess. Let's see. Elsewhere. A bit earlier, the entrance to the hangar entrance, the hangar doors. Houndmaster, and Ashmaker had stuck with Tham Bai Kai and Bakai, and had stuck with Pham Bakai and Lunda Moon for the assault for some time. Those two, Pham and Lunda, eventually went to set up their HQ in one of the captured concrete buildings. Motion detected at the front door. Wrong again. Wrong again. There's nobody there. Not a damn person there. What's this thing can detect ghosts somehow? Let's see, one of the captured concrete buildings. Before he left, before Pham left, he told Houndmaster and Ashbaker to spearhead the attack into the building through the hangar doors. They didn't follow those. It seemed too risky. It seemed too risky to both them. The spearhead was left to the infantry. Okay, then. We charged in. We charged in, guns blazing, with some vehicles coming in, captured vehicles. Vehicles coming in behind them and dropping off loads of troops. Explosives of all kinds and smoke grenades helped get the foothold past the doors. Houndmaster had heard, remember the old saying that God looks out for drunks. He supposed he would have amended that to God looks out for drunks and the jade. They seem to survive doing the reckless thing that would get most people wiped out. They get soldiers in any other army wiped out. It was like the gods, impressed by their endless audacity. Audacity, is that the right word? Audacity. That'd be a nice place to visit. Sometimes put some shield over them to prevent them from being wiped out. Rightfully wiped out. Everything worked out well. Well, for the Jade in the 1 month war, and for a long time afterwards, things went their way. Then abruptly, like they lost, and then gradually, like they gradually lost the approval of the gods. Things swung the other way, and here we are. Here we were, nearly a decade after the war's end, and the Jade were still fighting, and being audacious. See, nearly a decade. It ended in 40. Yes, this is 57. Ended in 49. So that's 8 years. 8 years is nearly a decade in my view. Okay, folks, signing off here. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and may the next week be good to you. As I hope it will be good to me. Thank you.